The cost of living is so high, our economy is so...
In case you were curious what the housing market is like right now,
we are living in the worst housing market in modern history.
So I grossly overestimated how bad the housing market is right now.
The bid to ask spread is widening.
See that countertop there? Uh-oh. What's going on with that now? Uh-oh.
It's better for society if you buy a house. It's better for you if you never do.
Yeah, y'all. $1,000 a month for...
The cost of living is so high, our economy is so bad, and the job market is so bad, to the point where if you don't have a roommate, a significant other, live with your parents, or are on government aid, you are genuinely just cooked. Like, I live in Iowa. My groceries for like a week and a half used to be around $80. It is at least $120 now, depending on what I want to eat. Like, I am not making enough for that. Like, I genuinely feel guilty when buying or eating food. Literally, all my money either goes to rent, food, car bill, utilities. I spend nothing on myself. I work my ass off to spend nothing on myself. And this is the situation for most Gen Z, for most people in their early 20s. It's actually insane.
It seems like every month the housing market is just getting worse. Housing prices are rising, but wages are not moving at the same pace of houses. We are experiencing a huge bubble between what people can afford and what homes are being sold for. Do y'all think the housing market is going to fall apart, or do you think they're going to keep getting more expensive? Let's take a look at these clips and let me know what you think. The housing market is getting scary.
Hey, what do you think we're going to do with all these boomer houses? Because, I mean, the baby boomer generation didn't really do anything wrong. They just bought a house, paid it off, and then lived in it for the next 40 years. But now that $80,000 house that they bought is worth $800,000, and the next generations can't afford to get into these homes. And really, I mean, the boomer generation isn't really selling anyways. It used to be you get old and then you move down to Texas or Florida or whatever, and they're just not doing it. So I don't know how we're going to get these houses into...
What's going to happen when the younger generation can't buy the boomers' houses? What do? The age is creeping up year by year. At some point, it's just going to be unaffordable.
We are living in the worst housing market in modern history, and boomers keep telling us to stop complaining. But let me show you what's going on. This home that sold not that long ago for $561,000 sold in 2017 for $338,000. So in 2025, with $561,000 sale price, 6% down, and a 6.8% rate, gives you a payment of $3,878. But in 2017, with a $338,000 sale price, 6% down, and a 4% rate, gives you a payment of $1,806. To reasonably afford this home in 2025, you need a household income of $235,000. In 2017, all you needed was a household income of $100,000 to afford this house. 2 entry-level teachers could have afforded this just 8 years ago. So when we're told stop complaining, we have a lot to complain about. People who bought into this market well before things were crazy have no idea what we're experiencing. I've even heard things like, well, that's just inflation. Home prices increase over time. What do you expect? This same home that sold for $338,000 in 2017 sold for $241,000 back in 1998, meaning that in nearly 20 years, this home didn't even increase by $100,000. But in the 8 years after 2017, this home increased by more than $200,000. That is what us millennials are dealing with. The next time you hear somebody tell you to stop complaining about this, show them this video. If you want more honest housing market updates from someone who's not trying to sell you a thing, make sure you check out my newsletter, Pissed Off Buyer, in the link in my bio. Like, follow, comment, and let me know what people are saying to you about your complaints.
in case you were curious what the housing market is like right now, my husband and I found a house that we absolutely loved, kind of a dream for us, on Thursday. We went and looked at it on Thursday. Put in an offer 10 grand over asking on Thursday. They had multiple offers already on Thursday. They decided, because they knew a bunch of people were going to be interested, to wait until Sunday, today, to do best and final offer, which means we had to put in our absolute best and final offer. We went up to 30 grand over asking, and we offered a $20,000 appraisal gap, which is if the house gets appraised for less than what you offered, you have to cover that gap with cash at the closing table. So we offered that. We also, in our offer, said that we're going to do inspections, but we're not going to ask them for any concessions or repairs. So if anything came back bad, they didn't have to fix it. Also, 3-week close. We didn't even stand a chance. We lost. They had 9 offers. 9 offers. Somebody offered, I think, 40 or 50 grand over asking with a full appraisal gap, which means 40 or 50 grand. Like, I just actually want to die because now I'm depressed, and it was my dream house. And now someone else gets to have my dream house because I'm too poor. I love my life.
You're scared to put your house on the market. Let me show you something. You see how nasty these carpets are, bro? This was the carpets that was in the house that we just bought. Come here, let me show you something. Come here. You see how this toilet in the primary suite look like it ain't been changed in 25 years? That seat, look at that seat. Come here, let me show you something. You see that countertop there? What's going on with that now? Hello. Welcome to the neighborhood. Just put that shit on the market. Somebody gonna buy it. We did. Sucker born every day. And to think we was stressing and cleaning and fixing up stuff to get ours ready to sell. My dad was right the whole time. He told me not to touch a fucking thing. Just sell it as is. Buy it and get out. These sellers ain't even run a goddamn vacuum through this motherfucker before they got out of here. I'm too nice is what it is. It's my fault for thinking you're supposed to put your best foot forward. You're supposed to make the place as inviting for the new owners as possible. And this ain't nothing compared to some of the places that we toured when we was looking for the house. Our shit like the Taj Mahal in comparison.
So I grossly overestimated how bad the housing market is right now. So just a quick rundown of what we've got going on right now. So we don't really need a new house. We have a house. We bought a house back during COVID. We've got a really nice interest rate below 4%. So we're like doing real good with what we've got. However, we have a growing family. We're running out of space. So our home value is way up because we bought, like I said, back during COVID, got a good amount of equity in it. We think we're going to clear a pretty good amount of money on it if we were to put it on the market. I also just got a raise, and my wife still makes more money than me. But besides the point, I just got a raise. I also make pretty good money doing my side hustles. So we figured, hey, it's time to start looking for a new, bigger house to accommodate for the space that we need. We go through the pre-approval process with our bank and with a mortgage lender. Bank interest rate comes back at like over 7%, which is insane because we both have really good credit scores. And then the mortgage rate from the lender comes back and it's a lot better. But then we start going through numbers. And we thought, based off of what down payment we wanted to put on for the number that we got approved of for the loan, we were going to be at this number. And when he shot the numbers back to us, it ended up being like $400 more than what we were expecting. And that was like including taxes, insurance, PMI, stuff like that. So we like hardcore overestimated how much we thought we could afford. And the problem is, based off of what we want out of a new home, there is quite literally nothing, we know now, nothing in our budget that is going to get what we need for what we can afford. And truthfully, like, it makes me feel a little bit bad, not for us. It is unfortunate for us, but I feel bad for people who are trying to buy their first homes right now. We got really lucky back during COVID. I can't imagine how difficult it is for people trying to buy their first homes now. So when people say that the housing market is really bad right now, it's tough.
So as prices are falling right now, I'm finding it increasingly more difficult to find a seller who's willing to sell their property for what the market price is. So the market right now, again, we've been through this a couple times, but the bid to ask spread is widening. What a seller wants and what a buyer wants to pay, that spread has widened again. And a very common issue right now is a lot of the listings that my buyers are writing offers on, the seller cannot sell the property at the market value or slightly below them. You know, we're trying to get a deal too, but roughly that should be the price that it should sell for, and the sellers can't take it. Why can't they take it? Because they wouldn't be able to close the sale. All the equity's gone. They have no other cash to close this sale, so they literally can't sell it. We are seeing way more foreclosures right now, and when I'm seeing this in the market, it tells me there's going to be even more next year. You know, I'm pulling the title on these properties. There's 2 or 3 mortgages on them. They paid $600,000 in 2023. It's worth around $5. You know, so it's basically lick your wounds now, or the bank takes it later.
It's better for society if you buy a house. It's better for you if you never do. Once you see why everyone pushes buying, you can't unsee it. Ask who actually needs you to buy. Your realtor gets paid when you buy. Your bank gets 30 years of interest when you buy. Your city gets property taxes. Builders need the demand. Your neighbors need your home value to prop up theirs. That's not a conspiracy. That's the machine. And the machine got really good at making one purchase feel like a personality. I talk a lot on here about how renting and investing in the stock market is a better opportunity than buying a home, financially. With a home, you take the biggest pile of cash you'll ever have, liquid, movable, investable, and you lock it in a box for 30 years. Now you're anchored, indebted, and weirdly motivated to keep the whole thing propped up. Society loves that. Because owning a home was never a wealth strategy that society built for you. It's a stability society built for itself. Renters can move anywhere and invest everything. Homeowners stay put and pay the bank. Can you guess which one's easier to plan a country around? So the next time someone calls buying the smart, responsible thing to do, ask them, smart and responsible for who?
Hi, I'd like to buy a house. Here's all of my documents so I can get pre-approved for a mortgage. Oh, cool, thanks. Here you go. This is your pre-approved number. You can go look at houses now. Oh, cool, thanks. Here is my pre-approved mortgage so I can look at houses. I want to look at this number, but a little bit under just in case they counter it and we have to go a little bit higher. Okay, here's a house for a little bit under that number. This is nice, but it definitely has like a mold problem. I can tell because like my throat starts to close up. It's like a health problem. Will they allow for an inspection? Actually, no, they're selling it as is. Oh, okay. Let's continue looking. Yeah, sure. Here's a house that's at the number that you're pre-approved for. This is really nice. Offer. So yeah, they're actually asking for best and final today. I know you're looking at it right now. But if you would like to put in an offer right now, it's looking like it's going to be about 100,000 over asking. I just saw this house and I have to put in an offer right now? Yes, best and final. And again, it's $100,000 over asking. We can't afford that. So we're gonna walk away. We'll keep waiting. Okay, well, here's some more houses. These are literally all above what we're pre-approved for. And after what I just saw, we don't even have a chance. Correct. Okay, well, we can take some things off of what we must have for our house. Does that change anything? Okay, I'll find some different houses. Here you go. This is literally hours away from our family. And then this house is also not in a good location. This house doesn't have a basement. This house literally has not been touched since, I think, the 1900s. And these are all on our number? Yeah, so what do you think? I think I might keep renting at this rate and never afford a house. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. $1,000 a month for a condemned house. Look at that.
Don't even have to live for no one.
Look at that. Oh my God. Fucking. You got.
Millennials can't afford to buy houses. We got told if you went to school and you got a good job and you graduated that you would be able to buy your dream home. We were sold this unachievable dream that if you work hard, that you get what you want. It seems like no matter how many hours you put in, you're getting nowhere. On top of that, we have student loan debt that we need to pay off. Can't afford a house. We're in debt. The pandemic hit and inflation and food prices increased. Everything is more expensive, but the wages are the same. Forget about health insurance. We can't afford that. We're basically working like we're in 2015, but we can't afford McDonald's now. Boomers had it easy. They could afford a house. And now those 1960 houses are triple the price. Gen X doesn't care. They're like, it is what it is. Work harder. Gen Z doesn't know what's going on with us. And us millennials are the only generation left that cares about the future generations. But we're constantly getting told that we're spending too much on Starbucks even though they're shopping at Temu. Even though we have 2 jobs. The government doesn't care about us. You want a work-life balance? Not possible. Millennials and Gen Z are going to inherit a system that is broken and we're going to have to replace it all. And that's why it's important to vote for younger candidates that are in our generation that actually care about what's happening. Because the old white men sitting in the White House don't care about us. So we have to care.
On today's episode of The Housing Market is Awful, I just want to show you how diabolical these AI pictures are, okay? So this is what you see first. Oh, cute. Like, yeah, I mean, it looks a little edited, but it can't be that different, right? Wrong. Grass is dead. Deck is terrible. Awful. Exhibit number 2, same backyard. Like, look how green and lush and nice that backyard look. Oh. Okay. Doesn't look like that at all. Now this is the worst one, you guys. Look at this bathroom.
stunning, gorgeous, move-in ready. Like, wouldn't even need to touch it. This literally is not the same bathroom at all. Like, I'm not saying it's awful, but it's just not the same bathroom in any way. These AI pictures are diabolical, and luckily most listings have both. But still, what are we doing? Also, this is probably like $500.
Houses are starting to get so expensive in certain areas that they're staying on the market for months. Seriously, I don't know who's buying these homes at all. There's a weird situation in our economy where there are homes being built for almost $1 million, and yet there are young families living in these homes. Most people either A, can't afford a home, or B, they'll go into huge debt just to live in one. I live in the South and I see a huge amount of families that are still brainwashed into the American dream, and they end up buying these $700,000 to $800,000 homes. It's honestly sad that some people are still conditioned into just buying a home. Even if I could afford a house, I still wouldn't buy one unless it's super small because they're way too overpriced. When I drive past these large houses with 20 to 30-year-olds walking out of them, I want to know how much debt they're in. What do y'all think about the current state of the housing market? Do you think this is it, or do you think it's going to keep getting worse? Let me know in the comments. But most importantly, thank you for watching.